It is Super Bowl Sunday, and the matchup that we were all expecting at the beginning of the season, the Seahawks and the Patriots, everybody's on. I think reasonably so. Everybody thinks that the Seahawks are likely to win. If the Patriots were to win this game, what do you think has to happen?
For the Patriots to win, I mean, it's gonna be because of their defense. I mean, can they? We talked about Sam Darnold kind of choking a little bit in some big games, and he proved us wrong in the NFC Championship. But if the defense of the Patriots and how good they've been all season, they can force some turnovers and have Sam Darnold throw some interceptions like he's been prone to do in the past, kind of make him revert back to the old Sam Darnold. Then I think they have a great chance to win. But it's gonna be the defense for the Patriots. I think that gets it done for them if they do win.
I think 100% Sam Darnold has to have a couple mistakes, make a couple turnovers, for the Patriots to have a chance. And they got to get pressure because when he has a clean pocket, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. When he's pressured, he is not. And the numbers are there to show it. He's third in EPA per pass play when he has a clean pocket. When he doesn't have a clean pocket, that drops all the way down to 28th,
Hmm.
which is around Tua and Mac Jones. It's the biggest discrepancy in the NFL. And the Patriots have produced pressure this year, but the Seahawks are pretty good at not allowing it. Uh, but like I said, if the Patriots can get pressure on Darnold, force him into making some mistakes, I think that really is where the Patriots are going to have a chance. And they the Patriots have to move the ball better than they have in the playoffs. They
Hmm.
have their offense has been pretty much nothing um, throughout the playoffs, and a lot of that is because of Drake May. He in the regular season he was 1-2 in the MVP rate, was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and was worthy to be in that discussion. Um, but his play in their first three postseason games has have been about as bad as anybody over the last 10 years.
Yeah,
And so he's going to have to figure it out. He's going to have to make some plays. I think Drake May is going to have to make some plays with his feet too,
yeah,
because the Seahawks aren't going to allow. It's going to be hard for the Patriots, I think, to run between tackles just because they're that good defensively against the run game. That's kind
yeah.
of what their MO is. So even if Drake May is pressured, he's going to have to find ways to make some plays with his legs, which I think that's an underrated aspect of his game.
I agree. No, I agree. And you're talking about Drake May just not being great, and just going back to that Houston game when I mean that combined the two teams had a bazillion turnovers, but he had his share in that game, and I don't know if you discount his play because of the snow in Denver, and the second half in Denver, and how difficult that situation was, but yeah, he's got to be better, and if he's not better against that Seattle defense, it's going to be a long day, but. Um, I mean, Seattle's been the best team all year, to me in the NFL. That's why they're favored, and I think that that's probably why they probably will come out on top. But as I mentioned, if it's going to be the Patriots defense. If the Patriots defense can turn Sam Darnold back into old Sam Darnold, then they have a chance, but a slim chance.
Well, and another thing too, like everybody talks about the Seahawks defense,
Yep.
but we've seen a blueprint from the Rams to kind of show you that you can move the ball against them. It is not impossible.
But the Patriots don't have the weapons that the Rams have. They don't have the Puka Nakuas on it, or the veteran Matt Stafford leading the charge on the other side. They've got a second year quarterback, and Stephon Diggs, I guess, is their best receiver. But I think the Rams offense is just more high powered, more weapons, and you've got Sean McVay calling the plays on that side.
I don't disagree with that. And you're like the Rams they moved the ball methodically at times, but they also had some explosive plays.
Yeah.
I don't think the Patriots have a chance to methodically move the ball down the field against the Seahawks. They're not going to be able to go on 7, 8, 9, 10-minute drives
Right.
and have 15 plays. They're going to have to rely on explosives. they've been they've had a lot of success with explosives throughout the regular season. They ranked first in explosive pass play rate, uh, and they were great with run explosives as well throughout the regular season. So they're going to have to get some big gains to really. I mean, that's going to be the only way that I think they score offensively. If they're able to bust off like a 40, 50-yard gain, get to scoring range, and punch it in for a touchdown, because I just don't see them moving it methodically like the Rams did.
No, I would agree with that. Yeah.
But a stat that I looked up before this game, that I was unaware of. We knew that the Patriots opened the season with a 20-13 loss to the Raiders,
Yes.
and the Seahawks also lost on opening week.
Yeah.
They lost 17-13 to the Seahawks, both at home.
No, the
This is
Seahawks
the first.
lost. Then the Seahawks lost. Didn't the Seahawks lose to the Niners? Was it the
Yeah,
Niners?
what did I say?
You said the Seahawks lost the Seahawks.
Well, you can't lose to
Yeah, bro.
yourself.
I was
Uh,
concerned. I was concerned there.
yeah, they lost to the
It was like an
Niners.
inter-squad scrimmage.
They lost to the Niners. Well, I get they might have done that too, but they lost to the Niners in week 1. This is the first time ever in Super Bowl history that the 2 teams both lost, in the opening week of the season.
In Super Bowl history. Wow. That's
Yep.
interesting. That is interesting.
The Patriots 17-3. All 3 of their losses are less than 7 points. But the Patriots did benefit from the easiest strength of schedule since the 1999 Rams,
Mm,
and the Seahawks 16-3, and their 3 losses are by a combined 9 points. Lost by 4, like we said in opening week.
yeah.
The rest of the way, they are 16-2, and those 2 losses were by a combined 5 points.
Yeah, and they probably played in the best division in football. You know, you're going up against the Rams twice and then the third time in the playoffs, and then you're going up against the Niners, you know, multiple times every season. So they're tested. I mean, they've played the good teams. They've come out on top, and like you said, they're 16-3 or whatever they were. Um, so I mean, they're tested. They've played the good competition, and they've beat them.
And we talked about they need to get pressure on Darnold,
Yeah,
and that's a big part of the Patriots' game plan to have a chance. Uh, Conversely, the Patriots have really struggled with protecting Drake May in the postseason, and that could play a big role. Drake May has been sacked 10 times, which is the second most of any quarterback in postseason history this century. I guess postseason this century. Do you
yeah.
know who the do you know who the all-time leader in sacks in a single postseason is?
I mean, it does it. It's got to be the Super Bowl Cincinnati Bengals team, is it not?
Joe Burrow 19
Yeah.
times in
I feel
2021.
like I feel like 19 times happened in the Titans game alone.
It was 9 in that game.
It felt
But
like more. It felt like more.
but I think it kind of just shows you how difficult it is to win a Super Bowl when you do struggle to protect your quarterback as much as New England is doing so right now. Look how close the Bengals got despite all of that.
Yeah.
But then what was the very last play? With the Chase running free down the sideline.
Yeah. The man, it's
And
a fitting way to end that season and end that game.
they're getting they're he's getting sacked on like 16% of his dropbacks right now. Which is a big reason why their offense has struggled as much as it has in these 3 games. It's really remarkable that they're in the Super Bowl with the lack of production that their offense has put together.
I mean, yeah, they're in the just in the postseason, they're averaging what 278 yards and only 18 points a game in their 3 games.
And look, I get it. I get it. Like the game, the AFC Championship game was a little different
Yeah.
because of the elements. But like I told you last week, like yeah, it was a lot of the elements, but there was also 2.5 quarters
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they could have done the damage early and they didn't.
where they had opportunity to move the football. Ah,
I mean, they did play. So you talk about the elements and the defenses the defenses that they faced along the way are probably the top 2 in the league when you think about the Houston Texans and the Denver Broncos. I mean, those are no easy feats to go up against those 2. So, I feel like the quality of defense probably has a little bit something to do with why they've struggled. But you're facing another really quality defense in the
Yeah.
in the Seattle Seahawks, so it's not gonna get any easier. So they do need to figure something out, but
No,
I don't know.
it's not like you're not dropping off. The
Yeah,
the defense is not dropping off here.
yeah. You're not
Um,
playing the Jets or the Bengals.
but it's the Patriots, and it just seems like they have this magic when they get in the postseason,
That's
and
true.
you've got an opportunity to win a Super Bowl. You just have to play 48 minutes. If they can if they can turn Sam Darnold into what he was last year in the NFC when in the first round when they were 1 seed
Yeah.
and make him turn the ball over, it could flip really quick.
Yeah, I mean,
I just if
Sam
both
Darnold, he has a game this season where he's thrown 4 picks in a game, like, it can happen.
look, and I don't think they beat the Rams if he doesn't play as well as he did. Like,
No,
we can talk about their defense all the time, and it's a great defense, but they don't beat the Rams if not for Sam Darnold.
no, I think that was probably the best game of his career. 3 touchdowns, no picks, and on that stage, against the team where he struggled this year, both times. So, no, I think that was probably the best he's played. So, that's he's gotta have a lot of confidence coming into the Super Bowl, just based on, his last outing. So, you get a confident Sam Darnold, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's a little too confident and starts maybe trying to throw some balls he shouldn't be throwing.
I think he knows better what his role is with that defense. I just it's gotta be the fact that he'll make mistakes if they do get pressure on him and he starts to get rattled a little bit. If he's got a clean pocket, he's gonna do what he did against the Rams. He's gonna pick them apart, and I think this will be look, we talked about it. Neither one of these teams have gotten blown out all year.
Yeah.
So how does that bode for this game? Even though I think the Seahawks are a better team than the Patriots, neither one of these teams they've been in
Which
every game they've played.
which what was the opening line? Was it 4.5?
4.5, and
I
the
I don't
over under
see
is 45.5.
yeah, I don't see either team winning really by a lot more than that. I mean, I think it's gonna be a one-score game.
But then don't you just think the Seahawks are better though?
I mean, they are better. Yes, they are better, but you can't discount the defense that the Patriots play. The Patriots have a really quality defense. It's I don't know. I don't I just don't see I mean, I don't like you said, neither team's been has been blown out all year. You keep this you keep counting out the Patriots like, "Oh, like, how they keep doing this and is the magic gonna run out?" But it's just what they do, and Mike Vrabel's on that sideline. He's a veteran coach. He's been in some big games. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
think it'll be a 4.5, I think, is probably about right. I don't think it'll be really any more than that. I could see this being a field goal game. Um, I don't know.
What what you got? What's your score?
Score prediction, we're gonna go 20-24. I can see it being like a 24-20.
Okay, I was gonna go 24 as the winning score, but I'm going lower on the other end. I think it 24-10.
Ooh, 2 touchdown game. Okay.
Yeah, I would take this. I would maybe go 24-14, but I do think the Seahawks are gonna cover.
And
I just think
there could be a special teams touchdown in there. You don't know. Maybe a
well, yeah, I mean, and stuff like that, just
something
that's
crazy could
fantasy with
happen.
football.
Yeah.
If they can get a play from their special teams, if their defense can get a pick six or a fumble, like, it just that changes everything. But if it's just if both team plays the way that they've been playing, I think the Seahawks win by 10 points.
Okay.
Are you excited for it? Because we talked about last week,
Yeah.
we ranked our worst quarterback matchups of all time. There was it was Gannon and Brad Johnson at 1, Kerry Collins and, Trent Dilfer
Yeah.
as number 2. We said maybe this one is 3rd. Are you getting more excited for this game, or are you still kinda feeling the same about it?
It's kind of feeling the same about it. It's probably one of the least exciting matchups. You just don't have, that star power at quarterback yet. I mean, Drake May could get there at some point. I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba's he's a star in this league, so I mean, he'll be interesting to watch. But when this is, to me, it's going to be a defensive game, defense versus defense. We talked about this last week. I'm more on the offensive side of things. I like to see more points.
Yeah.
You like the defensive slugfest, the 1-0, the 1-0 baseball type games.
I said I enjoy both.
So
I enjoy both.
you
I
like
mean,
the
this is
boring
what these are 2 defensive teams.
you like the boring football. I like the exciting football. So this is probably you're more excited probably than I am for this
Uh,
one. But
well,
I don't know.
I've said
We've seen the Seahawks and Patriots in the Super
here
Bowl multiple
here's
times the
here's
last 10
my
years.
thing, Neil. Like, we've done our top 10s all year,
Yeah,
and we've had the Seahawks 1 or 2
yeah,
the entire year.
yeah.
How many times was the Patriots even in our top 10? It took
Wow.
until towards the end of the season,
Yeah,
and to me, that's why I've got them covering. Like, I think they've benefited from a weaker schedule. I the they haven't moved the ball. They figured out ways to win in the postseason. They've made it to the Super Bowl. I'll give them credit. Like I said, they made a lot of moves in the offseason to improve that defense. I give them credit for that. I haven't wasn't a believer in the Broncos or the Patriots the whole way, and I'm not changing my mind now when it's a team that we've both had 1 or 2 the whole
yeah.
way.
No, yeah.
So,
Okay, it's fair
I
enough.
got Seahawks to cover and the under,
What was the over under?
45.5.
Yeah, I think the under probably plays in that one as well. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, and then you can bet on all the Gatorade colors and how long the anthem's gonna start and all that goofy stuff. So, we had talked before we got on, the first Super Bowl that you remember.
Yeah,
You were born what, 86?
7.
87?
Yes.
What is the first Super Bowl you remember?
Yeah, like, I remember the Dallas Cowboys in the '90s, with Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and that group when they dominated the Buffalo Bills. That was kind of my first memory of it. I just remember Leon Lett up 52-17, running back a fumble and Don Beebe chasing him down at the 2-yard line and knocking it through the end zone for a touchback. But I mean, I just remember the dominance of the Cowboys in that Bills game, the first Bills game, and then they dominated again a second time.
Yeah.
So I remember the dominance of the Cowboys, and I 100% remember that San Francisco San Diego game in '95 when the Niners just absolutely pummeled the Chargers. So those right around there, that Dallas team and that San Francisco team, those were my earliest memories of the Super Bowl.
Did you ever watch the documentary on the Cowboys that I told you to watch?
I've watched like half of it. I still need to
Okay,
finish
you
it.
need to watch it
Yeah,
because it's
I
good.
do. I have watched
Uh,
half of it.
but yeah, like, early '90s, I was already a Bengals fan, but they were terrible, and Cowboys were fun to watch. I remember cheering on the Cowboys in those Super Bowls,
Yeah,
when the Bengals weren't in it, but my first Super Bowl, I was born before you, I was born Christmas Eve of 1980. The Bengals in the 1989 Super Bowl against the 49ers. I remember I was what? Had just turned 8 years old,
yeah.
having signs and saying Jerry Rice's rice pudding. Thought I was cool, creative, coming up with that stuff. Watched it at grandma and grandpa's house. My grandpa was a big reason why I was a Bengals fan, and that was his last Super Bowl. He passed away the next year, so, um, but no, that's the first one I remember. I remember exactly where watching it. I remember like, I don't remember all the details of the game. I do remember Joe Montana driving down to win the game and throwing the touchdown pass to John Taylor, and ripping out this 8-year-old's heart and the rest of Houday Nation.
So
Um,
is this why you've got the 1988 AFC
yes,
champions T-shirt now?
we're repping, baby. Uh, but yes, no, like, how big of a nerd are you? You as an 8-year-old writing signs
Rice
for
pudding.
just you and your parents and your grandparents just hanging out in the living room watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're a pretty big nerd.
But you're 8 years old. You got a team that's in the Super Bowl. You're like, this is awesome. This is how it's going to be.
And then you never go back until you're 40.
Yeah, and don't win a playoff game. Pretty much. They
Yeah,
won one more playoff game after that. They beat the Raiders a couple of years after that. But yeah, Jerry Rice's rice pudding.
clever.